you watch the show, like if you're pitching it to someone who hasn't seen it, if you watch it and tell them, listen, as soon as the final episode's game is over,
Wings.
just turn the show off and imagine he went and used the money and lived happily ever after. I think it's an excellent show if you just do that.
So that's honestly one of my main problems was that he, in that final game, he started to want to end the games. I thought that was just so stupid. I can understand what they were going for, but he's literally watched like 450 people die, and then he's like, you know what? This guy has betrayed me so much during these games. I still like him a little bit, so we'll end the game.
Well, they have good writing. They have good writing there, though, because there are actually good moments of character arc. For example, in the final Squid Game, you have the protagonist who's like super upset, and you think he's kind of turning toward that side because he gets like these really like clever scheming looks and he's not saying anything, and then during the Squid Game he ties his shoe and picks up a bunch of sand and throws it in his eyes and just like cockily walks across the court. So they had these hints of like, oh, he's kind of changed, he's getting into the fucking game too now, he's starting to play. But then you see his real nature and he doesn't want him to kill himself and he gets really
This is the
regretful.
closest to it.
Like those are good moments. Those are well-written moments, but then
when they everything with the Squid Game at the end was super well done.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that was a really good conclusion to both characters, and I really liked the lead up to it.
What am I changing?
The girl, because he knows that they would have voted to end the game. Like it's so smart. Like, I still think, even though a lot of the big ideas,
she's gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I really think the big ideas just didn't land at the end.
Oh,
that scene with the casket's
didn't see
fucking
that.
great because, like, it's obvious she's gonna die. Like when he's banging on the door and they open it. So when she's banging on the door and they open it to bring in a casket, like I saw that coming a mile away. They're not gonna open the door to give her medical attention. So it's like, okay, she bled to death. She bled to death, and they're bringing the casket in. That's obvious. But then when he turns around and the guy stabbed her just to make sure she would die, that's great writing. That really shows the dichotomy between the two characters. But, then when they have to follow
Wait, what did I just change?
episodes and see what he's taken away from
what?
Nothing.
You know what? If he was really smart, while the main character's banging on the door, he would have crept up and sliced him in the neck.
Now that's what I expected, because the camera gets real tight on him when he's banging on the door. So I really thought that the psycho friend was gonna try to attack him while he was.
Why would you go for the person who's already 2 seconds away from dying anyway? He wasn't thinking clearly.
Well, he explained he thought they would vote to end the game because she was injured. I think I thought it was great. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. It's really not. It's just a show that went on for too long and wrapped things up poorly, very poorly.
Yeah, how cool would it have been if...
I'm trying not to click. Yeah, tan lines.
That's a short film, yeah.
So why do you guys think that the brother joined the
the hands.
Because clearly he won, so he's like a billionaire or millionaire or whatever. He doesn't need the money, so why did he get indoctrinated into that lifestyle?
Now, see, Jackson, that's a cool, interesting question that the show could have answered, and yet didn't.
I don't believe that the director didn't have plans.
Don't worry, I'm hoping they'll got closed. Hold up.
Yeah, I feel like he deliberately set up choice to continue on. He must have some idea. I also don't think you go around shopping this around for like 15 years or 20 years or however the fuck long he's been shopping it around and not have some kind of deeper plan for it. Because in its current form, I don't see how it would have taken that long to write.
I want Flatfoot.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Well, regardless of whether or not he has a plan or not, there's definitely a season 2 coming. Netflix is going to force that shit out.
Netflix has not officially announced a season 2 yet, but I would be very surprised if they didn't do it.
Well, that's just because they're trying to figure out how many seasons to announce.
The negotiations must be so weird because you just know that they must have paid this guy like $10,000 or something for this fucking shit. And I was like, I want $100 million per episode.
He's like Dr. Evil.
sure.
So what do you guys want to see from the next season then? What are the main
There
threads
needs
you
to be
wanna see?
some kind of resolution to the whole brother plot line. I think
Yes.
that's necessary. Also needs to
Oh,
explain
here we go.
why the brother becomes the front man, and it also needs to explain the guy who goes around in the subway slapping people. I think those are the big three they need to hit on.
I think the show needs to not try to continue plot threads. I think they need to give things a good conclusion and not drag stuff on in season 2. Like, they need to realize when to pull the plug on something and not have a whole episode dedicated to going, well, what about if this happened? And it's just like, shit. Just lazily tacked on stuff.
I think
Just have cooler depths. Make the games a little fun. Jesus, it's like so boring for a guy just to walk up to someone and shoot him in the head.
Well, so I don't see how they can make a season 2
It's actually pretty good,
actually
so.
like participating in the games again, because that's the main interesting point of Squid Game is those games. So my theory is the hair change.
That's what I see it
signifies
as,
he's
but I
gone
like
back to
this
those
more.
Squid Games. He's getting back in, and they won't even recognize it's him because he's got pink hair now.
They could do something similar. I don't know. I guess spoilers for Battle Royale, the actual movie and manga Battle Royale. One of the plot threads of that show is one of the major protagonists is a previous winner who snuck himself back in to try to stop the entire thing.
Gross.
So they can do something like that. I mean, it's been done before.
Right.
So,
but didn't they have like scanners to biometrically check competitors?
but he's got pink hair now, Jackson. They'll never suspect it.
So am I not even allowed to do clothes?
Perfectly without anybody noticing. Not only did the organization not notice, even his secret organ harvesting buddies didn't notice.
That actually
Because
did
they
kind of
infiltrated
piss me
two
off.
different groups.
That actually did kind of piss me off because, like,
Oh, I
he
couldn't even
has
change
a
the
whole,
tail
like,
color.
God knows how long of a discussion with them,
That's
and
just
none
pretty
of
much
them
him.
recognize him till the end. And when they're questioning on